Hello, welcome to STEM to Stern
Cruiseology.
I'm Michelle.
I'm Michael.
We are your cruiseologists for the day. I'm Michael. She's Michelle.
I'm really Michelle.
I just threw that in there to mess with her a little bit.
It did.
So, well, I guess if you looked at our last video, we were pretty down and out, cold, frozen, hypothermic.
Yes.
So it's not much better. I mean, it's a lot better here. The temperature's a lot warmer, but there's still a lot of ice and sleet still frozen on the ground. It's starting to thaw out now. It's kind of nasty, that nasty stage of slush and all that kind of stuff. So we're done with that. Today we're going to talk about, more specifically about travel insurance. And the reason is, with this recent trip we had scheduled on a cruise in Port Canaveral on MSC Seashore, that this experience kind of thought would help us hone in on travel insurance. The reason is, this was that was the last minute. When I say last minute, it wasn't far out when we planned it, so we didn't have a very big window. We did have travel insurance with it, but it was not the top of the line. But we did have travel insurance. Having said that, probably from a financial standpoint, well, let's just go through what we had. We had the airfare.
Yes.
That was the airfare we were using, trying to get it used up before we lost it by February the 9th. So that's the reason we thought we'd find us a reasonably inexpensive cruise, go on it, have a good time. So anyway, we have airfare issue. Now, Southwest, I'm not sure. That's
a totally different thing that we're working with.
It's part of our, are we going to get to use that later? I don't know. So that may be a loss, it may not. But I guess it really directly doesn't tie in with the cruise itself. So we did have a hotel and transfer from Orlando to Port Canaveral. We had a night stay in Orlando with transfer
yes.
From the airport to the hotel, and from the hotel to the
port, and then from the port back to the back to the airport.
Back to the airport. So, you spoke to them about that. I think that was one of those deals that's going to be, that's your tough luck.
Yes.
We'll see you next time. And that was probably a $250 deal.
Something like that. Had we notified them 4 days out that we couldn't make it, we could have canceled without a problem. But we canceled 3 days out. So that's on us. We didn't know what the weather was going to do. We were trying to play by ear, hoping that something would change and we could make the trip, but it didn't. So
now our window was small. It was closing fast.
Yes.
So then that leads us to the problem of we couldn't get out of here. So flight cancellation. Mm-hmm. And then just the domino effect of the weather throughout all the other states that went on. Then we had the cruise itself. She called and spoke with somebody at MSC, and they were pretty much like ship's leaving at 5. Hope you make it. And that was about it.
Yeah.
Now that was the cruise line's perspective.
Yes.
You paid it. You're not within the cancellation window. Hope you can get here with your bikini. So now we're in the phase where Michelle's been dealing with the insurance part of it. So you can kind of cover that. What has been done on that?
Right now, we've just submitted the claim and uploaded our documents. It's kind of a little, with our insurance, was kind of a little glitch because we really didn't have the option of whether being something that would keep us from there. But I did call the insurance company directly and talk to them, and they kind of talked me through the best way to do this. And fingers crossed, everything is uploaded. You know, all the comments have been put in about why we couldn't make this trip, and we're going to hope that we get, I think it's like a 75%.
Well, yeah, some of the items that are covered were listed, but it also said including but not limited to
Yes. What
these
they have.
scenarios. So hopefully, since this was such a widespread weather event over multiple states and the length of time, I'm hoping they give some grace on that and that we can recoup at least some of the cruise portion of what we spent. So hopefully.
And not that it really matters, but like when I called the cruise line and when we called our transport hotel combo thing, we wasn't even asking for money back. We just said, can we please use this towards a future purchase? Because we don't want, future credit, because we didn't want the money back. And we understand everything is already in place and there's policies, you know, it's all understandable. But this was completely out of our control. There was no way for us to get there. And it wasn't just if you watched our other ones, it wasn't just the getting there. It was all the dynamics of what we would be leaving at home and hoping that someone else, you know, that the person that we had coming in to take care of everything was able to be here and take care of everything, and it runs smoothly for them.
Yeah, we didn't want to put that person in a vicarious position to deal with all sorts of things. This wasn't like we were a have-to trip for emergency. It was a cruise. So I still feel like at this point, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out financially, but I'm comfortable with the decision we made. I think it was the right decision. Had I been on the cruise, been worrying about everything here at home, I'd have been miserable.
Yeah, it would not have been a fun cruise.
So I didn't want to do that. And I think we made the right decision, however it turns out. We'll make some more money. We'll go other cruises.
We'll take other cruises.
So let's get into some specifics about travel insurance. Should you have it? Should you not? That's a personal decision. I don't know about you, but I recommend that if you have a lot of money invested into a trip, and we're talking about cruises also, more specifically, I think you should have it. You know, you get off the ship, you're in cozy mail, walking across the street, bam, you get hit by a car. You end up in one of their fine medical establishments, and you're in pretty bad shape, and your family says, well, let's get old Michael back to the States. Well, you just can't bundle me up and throw me on the back end on the stern of the ship and bring me back. I'm gonna have to have maybe some medical support along the way during the trip. You know, the situation's really serious. You have to have some, some sort of air ambulance, air jet ambulance, whatever they're referred to get you back. That's not cheap.
No.
And some of it can go up to hundreds of $1,000s real quick, based on the service of the jet and all the medical services provided and everything like that. A lot of times your health insurance will not pay all that in a foreign country.
Yes.
So, that's one thing you need to check. Will my insurance cover me in a foreign country if something happens? Will it pay for medical evacuations to get me back to where I need to be? So that's two serious concerns that you need to keep in mind. Insurance not covering you out of country, and then the emergency evacuation. That's the two major things.
Yes.
But you got the trip cancellation part, which is what happens before you go on your trip that could cancel it. That's what's happened to us.
Yes.
You have trip interruption. You're during the trip, something happens, you have to go back home, which this could be part of that medical evacuation part of it. And then what, baggage?
Yes.
If you lose your baggage, there's, or if you even just miss a flight somewhere, it could pay for trip delay. There's a lot of different things that it can cover. But the two major concerns is that it's better to have it,
not need it,
than to need it and not have it. So I think on every cruise we've taken, we've purchased travel insurance. I've done a couple of, sometimes I do it through the cruise line, which is okay. I've also done a couple of third party where I go into a company and I picked more coverage for evacuation because it gets so expensive. Some of them cover like 50,000, maybe even 25,000. That's probably not going to cover an evacuation. Well, if it's both of you have insurance that it covers, but it can get up to $100,000 real quick. So I usually try to pick 150, 200,000 if I can find a policy that's reasonable within that. But expense or that frame as far as expenses covered. So we try to always get it. Sometimes I wonder, should I just go through the cruise line or should I do a third party? So that's a personal question that you have to end up answering for yourself and make that determination. So there's some other things that it covers. What missed ship departure, illness before sailing, maybe a hurricane. But you have to have that purchase before the hurricane. I mean, you can't wait till they name a hurricane and go, I'm going to get me some insurance. It's not going to work that way. If you get injured on a shore excursion or you have a family emergency at home. So when we purchase, usually if you're buying it through the cruise line, it's all bundled and packaged together. And you purchase it when you make your deposit, which is the best. It is a good scenario. If you're going to do it through a third party, then you need to do it within about as soon as possible. You don't need to wait. If you wait too long, then if you try to get the canceled anytime provision, you won't be able to do it, and pre-existing conditions. So you need to purchase it within like 14 days or so of you make your deposit or final payment or full payment. So we usually do through the cruise line, right?
Yeah, we usually just kind of get it all booked when we book our cruise.
Yep, like I said, as soon as your first deposit's made, whether you're going through the cruise line or a third party, get it as soon as possible. That way, you can your purchase qualify you for pre-existing conditions and cancel for any reason, anytime. So, if you go through the cruise line, it's a lot easier to add because it's just kind of bundled in, and usually it just focuses on cruise only. And a lot of times they don't have it. It's a little bit of a lower medical limits and other coverages. Third party, you can kind of do the customize it to what you want as far as picking different levels. It depends on who you go through, but you can add coverage to it to enhance your policy, your coverages. That way you kind of somewhat customize your to cover your hotels, your flights, or the entire, from leaving home till you get home, anything in between. Of course, when you do that, the more coverage you get,
The more it's going to cost.
more it's going to cost, right? So she's been dealing with and as far as I know, this is out of all of our trips we've done in cruising, This is the only one we've made a claim on.
This is the only one we've ever had to make a claim on.
We've been lucky. We haven't had to do that. If you go, the only other time we had a delay was actually coming back because we was on Carnival Cruise Line out of Galveston. We'd been on a week long sailing. We get back close to the port, and it's fog. And the Galveston Port Authority closed the port, wouldn't let any ships in, so we sit out there doing a figure eight for about 10 hours, blowing the foghorn every 3 minutes. And if you hear snoring, that's a dog.
With her eyes open.
You hear. But so that delay, we were about 8, 10, 12 hours delayed.
Yeah, something like that. But the only thing about that one was we were driving, so we didn't have
flights to
anything.
contend with.
Yeah, we didn't have anything like that to contend with. It was just getting to the car and just our drive home was going to get home later than what we anticipated.
Right. So as far as, do you want to book your travel insurance through the cruise line or through the third party? That's another personal choice you'll have to make based on your budget and what, if you have any specific coverages that you would like to have. Of course, if you want to customize it, your plan, third party is the way to go. So now there's two ways you can go about travel insurance as far as just overall for policies. For us, we do 2, 3 cruises a year, sometimes 4. Not 4.
No, we do.
Maybe 3.
We do 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, and we're right on the borderline there of if we just a la carte it per cruise, just buy one policy, or the other route you could go is the annual travel insurance policy, which will cover you for, like it says, for a year, and that way it covers all your trips. Now they limit it up to so many days. They may limit it, other ways. I don't know. It depends on. There's a lot of companies that offer it. I thought about purchasing an annual policy. I don't know what your thoughts on it are. I think if you're doing 3 or 4 cruises a year, you're probably better off having an annual policy. Because if you get the coverage you need on 3, if you did 3 cruises, you're looking at, depending on how expensive the cruises are, $600. You could go find you an annual policy for that, and it'll cover you for 3, 4, or 5 cruises or whatever you took. Now it may limit the cruise. Each cruise, you may have a limit as far as only 21 days or whatever it is, 30 days for a cruise. But still, that's a lot of time. Mm-hmm. Most people don't. The average cruiser don't go on 30-day cruise or a 21-day cruise.
No.
A lot of people do, but the average. So if you take 3 or more trips a year, it's probably something you can consider and look at and do some research on. If you're doing, if you're an avid cruiser and you're doing 6 or 7 a year, I would say it'd probably behoove you and save you money to do so. And if you take land trips, it covers that. It gives you year-round medical evac coverage. When will it not be worth your while? What do you think? If you travel,
well, if you don't travel a lot,
right.
If it's just, some people just take 1 trip a year, it may not be worth it for them to do the, insurance policy.
Right. Or your trips are inexpensive.
Yeah.
Or some people have coverage on their credit cards. I'm not sure I'm going to trust my credit card to cover me. I'm not sure. I know on some of the credit cards I have, there may be a few that cover, some travel incidents that expose you to risk or whatever. But I don't think I think I'd rather make sure I have a regular travel insurance policy. So what my main takeaway is, I think I'm going to look at future cruises. I'm going to look at how much money we're going to invest and try to look forward a little bit. And we may end up doing an annual policy. There's some out there that are fairly reasonable you can get. Of course, there's some that are pretty expensive. And that's all depends on your budget and how much you want to spend on that type. Anything else on annual policies?
No, nothing that I have. I will keep everybody updated on how our claim does go through with our cruise we just missed.
So, what's our one takeaway for our wonderful subscribers and viewers down there?
Is that your insurance should match how often you travel. Let's see. Yeah, single trip for occasional cruisers or annual plans for people who travel a lot.
Yeah. So, since this kind of opened my eyes up a little bit, I'm going to be a little more careful about what plans I choose and what coverage we get to make sure that we don't take a bath on financial loss. Now, usually the dynamics didn't all come into play, but it doesn't matter when you're gone. Things can happen. So we usually don't plan a lot of cruises in January or February.
Not that often.
But bad weather happen whenever. So, all right. So our next show, or I don't know if you call it show or voyage, whatever you want to call it. Our next video. How about that? Is that straightforward? Video. We're going to talk about some news, hot current events in the cruise industry, some hot news takes coming up. Look at that, and then what else?
I think we're also going to do a little, what we call the mini voyage, and we're going to talk about the different cabins on the cruise ships and which one best fits you.
Okay, so sometimes that comes down to money, doesn't it? I mean,
sometimes it can come down to money.
A presidential suite fits me,
but we're not going to get that.
But it might not fit
It doesn't fit our budget.
The wallet.
Yeah.
But it does fit me.
Yes.
I can fit very well into a presidential suite. So.
One day.
But I have a presidential suite taste on a
balcony budget.
On a steerage budget. So that's all right. We have fun. Cruises are what you make it.
Cruises are what you make it.
So, all right, cruiseologists, you know what time it is. It's time to smash, punch,
subscribe,
kick. That's not a kick.
That's not a kick, but
kick, elbow. That smash button.
Follow us.
Hit the like button. Did I say the smash button?
You did. Follow us. Subscribe to us. Share us.
Kick the hell out of that notifications bell. And it'll be right here. Yep. Ding, ding, dong. Right?
Yes.
Ding, ding, dong. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, until next time, fair winds and falling seas, cruiseologist. Come back and see us.